Spyder's back to back.
The Grey Cup Fan Festival in downtown Winnipeg is attracting CFL fans from coast to coast. But inside Princess Auto Stadium, the tone was different, and the rule changes coming to the CFL next season were top of mind. CFL Commissioner Johnston says the main goal of the rule changes is to grow the league and create more excitement on the field.
These rule changes really protect what is Canadian about our game and allow us to show all the improvements we've talked about. And when I took that to the Board of Governors, it was absolute enthusiasm and support.
In September, the CFL announced a series of rule changes slated for next year, including a longer play clock, a revised rouge rule, a smaller field, and moving the goalpost out of the end zone. Some fans have speculated the changes are designed to make the CFL more like the NFL to attract new fans.
Well, that's not what we're doing. We are 3 down, 65-yard wide, 12-player league.
Economics professor Moshe Lander says most CFL teams aren't profitable, so changing rules makes financial sense.
How are you going to build out this sport? You have to find a way to get the American audience. And if the American audience loves the NFL, if young people in Canada love the NFL, then give them the NFL.
Fans I spoke with had some strong opinions on the issue.
It made me sad and then angry. You know, that they're tinkering with something that goes back 112 years.
It's still 3 downs. You still have the waggle. It's still 12-man football. You still have the same width of the field. So to me, it's still unique. It's still Canadian football.
We are Canada, and it's going to change everything about the game. And I think we should just keep it how it is.
The CFL Players Association says they weren't consulted before the rule changes were announced. They've talked with the commissioner since then and said they won't be excluded again.
Whether these rule changes are positive, time will tell. But I think that players are open to it. And like David and I said before, the process will be better with us being included on the forefront.
Johnston was adamant the game will stay Canadian. He says even if the league expands, the CFL wants that growth to happen in Canada. He says the Rules Committee is going to review the effect of the rules once they're implemented. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.
I had to do that to put that in there. I know it takes time. I mean, I'm sorry with the last one there, with I don't know, that bullshit going on. I should have cut that out. I didn't. I thought I had the right spot if I didn't, but I'm sorry. That wasn't too bad. It was just a 2-minute thing. Anyway, it's just some interesting points there. Like he says, it's not going to change our game. Not going to change the rule. Yes, it is. It's not. He says it's not. There are no NFL rules here. Basically, Johnson said, he's saying that indirectly or directly, and he's lying because there are, every one of them. 35-second clock, that's an NFL rule. 40-second clock, that's what their clock is, the NFL automatic clock, so 35 seconds, that's an NFL rule. Same damn thing. 100-yard outdoor arena football length, short little field, that's an NFL rule, okay? You're a bullshitter, Johnson. You're lying through your teeth. A goalpost in the back of the end zone, that's an NFL rule. That's not Canadian football rule. That's been with us 112 years. Actually, there used to be 25-yard end zones. 15 yards, okay, NFL's 10. We're getting closer to 10. We still get our 65, thank God, because there's this 55, only 53 yards wide in the NFL. But 15 yards, getting closer to 10. And at one time, in the CFL, the end zone used to be 25. They went to 20, right? Now they've gone 15 yards, so it's getting closer to an NFL rule. So, like, this is really, really bad. This is really, really bad. And I thought I'd just show that there before I get into the expansion issue. And I was trying to find the video that he was talking. You probably saw if you watched the Grey Cup. You saw him interview with Duffy about expansion, and then what he said. I had that last session on the state of the league. So I'm going to calm down more this time because I was getting all like my blood pressure up, really pissed off, and I am really pissed off. But I think it's good to get it off my chest how I feel, because that's how I feel, and and I'm just echoing Nathan York, and he's a young quarterback, 26, 27 years old, his sentiment. He said it, he came right out against Johnson. Johnson said he had a talk with him, and with Commissioner Johnston, and Rourke said that that's garbage. All of it's garbage, and he doesn't. He's like me, and like all the CFL fans, and all the CFL players that played in the CFL. They don't want any of these changes. They don't want any. They say they're all garbage, and there are NFL rules that they're changing. They're NFL rules. He's a liar. He said it doesn't do anything to affect their CFL game. Our rules. Are you kidding me? Those are all NFL rules. And it's going to ruin our game for many reasons I went over the last session. And let's talk about expansion, okay? So I don't know what to believe, but I know what I believe, and I know what I believe is true. In Halifax, okay, first of all, the State of the League address, Commissioner Johnston talked a lot about Quebec City, all of a sudden, Quebec City. He's trying to sell Quebec City, and he's trying to get Quebec City to get more interested, despite the Laval program, because of their population, because of the Alouette rivalry, because it's a big football market. I remember the St. Mary's game, and Montreal killed them in the UTEC Ball, and I congratulated a dark-haired French-Canadian, which wasn't a separatist, but gave me a huge kiss on both sides of my. You grabbed me, gave me huge because said it's so nice what you said. And I went in. It's funny. Went in the pub, and this is what they've done to our game. Like TSN. I mean TSN. This time CFL, even in playoff game, they didn't even have the TSN 1. They had NFL or college football or golf or whatever. I mean, they're screwing the CFL. And yes, I went into the pub. I don't know if everybody's dead now that I used to know. I didn't see anybody, and it wasn't even packed to like halftime it was, but they were mostly parents from the Montreal university team in the UTEC Bowl. I was very disappointing, and that's because they're really, I mean, college football has really gone down in the Maritimes, so the quality of it, but this year they got a good team, but they weren't in their league, that's for sure. Though they had a few chances, but again, what they do the same thing, and that's what I wanted. I forgot to say last time I wanted to get into about the Alouettes. Okay, how CFL football inside the red zone, if they're close to the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, if they do go for it, and I guess in playoff games and Grey Cup games they go for it more. If not, if it's on the 2 yard line, because the only time they go for it is on the 1 yard line, the first down. But in the Grey Cup, although in the Grey Cup and a lot of Grey Cups they were kicking field goals in the 2 yard line. But still, I don't know if it was desperate or whatever, but they're playing NFL football and they're 3 times going straight up the middle of the quarterback's sneak. And that's so ridiculous. This is not an NFL 55-yard field. This is a 65-yard field. Where's the creativity? You use your width of the field. I wish I was a coach in the CFL. I'd never run it up. I'd never run it up unless maybe the last try, if I had a brute like the Saskatchewan Roughriders have, a guy that strong and that big, and he could power over them and get that 1 yard, gets a yard off the ball, and I see why they do it, but it doesn't work because the yard off it doesn't work. As you can see, it hasn't worked for. I've seen it not work many times in the CFL. You got to have creativity. First of all, you have to have your best players on the field. You have to have your best players. I'd have Alexander. I wouldn't have my third string. I'd have Bethel Thompson there. But you can't be telegraphing and dictate that they know that you're just going to keep running the ball up the middle, the quarterback sneak up the middle 3 times. Okay, they're trying to get in. If you're on the 2, whatever, 1st and 10, whatever, on the 3 inside the 5, or on the 1. But the thing is, on first down, you can't do that. You got to fake. You got to roll out. Where you got to throw. Listen, it's easy to throw a short pass from that distance. My God, that's pretty hard to defend. Okay, and you have the 65-yard wide field. Play your best players too. It's idiotic. It's horrible coaching. Sorry, Moss. It's not just you, Moss. Jason Moss, I like you. You're a good coach. It's not you. And yes, I was for the Alouettes. Yes, I was. And I'll admit it, and for good reason. All the CFL coaches have done practically the same thing. Well, that's what all I ever see. That's no good. That's what ruins our game. Okay, why have a 65-yard field then? Why not just have an NFL outdoor arena field? That's what it is. Outdoor arena football. That's what NFL football is. Anyway, okay, that's enough of the 112th Grey Cup. Winnipeg did a fantastic job hosting it. I saw one rider cuffed and taken out by the cops. There was a video, but apparently everybody got along. The Winnipeg Blue Bomber fans didn't fight or anything. There was no brawls, no problem there. I guess they were nice Saskatchewan Rough Rider fans, and that's the way it should be, because on their plates they say friendly province of Manitoba. And it was sold out, and it was apparently a great Grey Cup festivity and great Grey Cup game. Actually, it could have been a lot better even if the fix wouldn't have been in, if the CFL weren't cheating and have the Riders win. But I said my piece on that. I'm moving on to what I think something very important is because they need a 10th team in the CFL, and they know it. Okay? And they say, oh, they're not going to go to the United States. It's funny, when I was talking to Gord Miller and I was to a Huskies Axman University College game, I went up to the Valley this summer, this fall, and Miller was there because his daughter goes. Gordon Miller, he does NHL games, and he was he wasn't very nice, and I just said hello to him, and then I said, "What do you think new rules?" And he got right pissy, because I asked him, I said, I haven't even said what I want to say. I haven't even asked you the question, and you're being rude to me, like to say, if you don't like it, shove it up, whatever. CFL has to change. He got right, just not nice, just pompous, not nice at all. Sorry if you're watching this. I don't think you would. You saw my hat. I said that's what the CFL. I had my CFL Reds Arm Rule hat on. That's what the CFL needs, my rule. And that's exactly what they need. Not what they're doing and basically taking out imagine our unique, iconic CFL rules, our history, and replace them with NFL rules. That's exactly what they're doing. No, you have to get rid of the Canadian ratio. You're going to get rid of one-year contracts. You got to do a lot better marketing. You got to dress up our fields to make them look professional. You've certainly got to have a better broadcast than the Grey Cup, the 112th Grey Cup. It was all breaking up, an audio problem, pixelization problem. That was brutal, and it was on all platforms. You certainly can't do that. How are you going to be respected? People are shut off. You'll be a laughingstock. And that's exactly what people were saying. They just couldn't believe it, how bad it was. How are you going to sell your game? You should be ashamed of yourself, TSN. How poor it was, or how brutal it was, and you didn't fix it. Went through the whole bloody game. And by the way, I didn't mention about halftime show. Well, he's a lip syncer. I sang a little bit with echo. I don't know, but I don't think he was really singing much at all. And even the instrumentation was fake. No, they're all fakes now. They're all fakes. He's just another male Taylor Swift. And brutal song. He's brutal. He had to be so bad to use some of our popular songs, or like John Denver song, Country Road, Take Me Home. That's how bad he is. It was brutal. Okay, they got a big spike. Oh yeah, the CFL ratings are really good. The average 4.2, up 12% overall, 27 or whatever, and they had 10 million people viewing it one time. They had a big spike. Good for them. But horrible production, horrible. As far as audio pixelization, break up throughout the whole game, all the way. The whole thing, the whole thing. The whole game all the way through wasn't even fixed, and then on CBS, I guess, a CFL Plus, all of them, CTV, all the same. It was brutal. Anyway, let's get back to what I was going to talk about. So Johnston's talking about a 10th team in Canada, not the United States. Okay, well, let's see if it's true or not. Okay, and he put a lot of emphasis on Quebec, really trying to sell Quebec City, and he wants. Which I think is just the opposite of what you should be doing. You should be pulling in. You should be aggressively going after and selling a CFL 10 franchise team. But he said, no, they got to pull us in. Well, if that's the way, well, then it's going to, Quebec's going to either have to pull the CFL in. Halifax never did. They pushed the CFL out. They didn't pull them in. They pushed them out. because it's a radical leftist run city. It's all about Derek Martin special, CPL soccer, that will probably go out of business in 2 or 3 years. They're in big financial trouble, most of the teams. And then same with the women's soccer. They did horrible attendance and they're never going to survive. And that's all they care about is little Mickey Mouse 8,500 seat Imagine down the Wanderers grounds. They can't put a CFL field in there unless they get rid of the lawn bowling, but they're not going to do that. The current CFL size field. And the Lancers want to be expanded, the horses, and the lawn bowling want to expand. There's no room even to build they can build a little soccer 8,500. That's what's going to happen there. So there's not going to be a CFL team in Halifax unless something changes. Apparently, Farr and Lodgy said about a couple months ago there's still a very serious, interested owner with deep pockets in Halifax. I guess it's the same one. I assume it's a Steel Group, the owner, their group still. That's who it was. Before it's probably the same. But the thing is, we need a location where you can build a CFL model stadium. And you can't just build one that you can put, because who knows if this is going to really fly. That NFL outdoor arena length 100-yard field in, who knows if this is going to fly. If it doesn't fly, and they're going to go out of business because they're not going to change any of the rules. They're going to bring everything all back, or they're going to go down, and then you're going to need a location when you can put a CFL field in. Well, all the high school CFL width and length fields, and all the colleges are. So it's easy to find a location to build a CFL full-size field with a 55-yard line, with a 20-yard end zones, with a 110-yard length field with 65 wide. I think I said that. Anyway, here's the problem. Halifax, unless they show interest, the owner, and right now they have paid these people all kinds of money to figure out how they can expand the Lancer dancers in the Wanderers grounds and the lawn bowling, and put a Mickey Mouse little Derek Martin special 8,500 soccer stadium for the tie, the women's, and for the Wanderers, okay, for CPL soccer. That's all they're doing. So unless something changes, if they're after Houston to give him land from the museum though there, and if he doesn't, Houston would be smart to step in and say, no, we want a CFL all-purpose model field and stadium, and a sizable stadium. My God, the Metro Center is 11,093, and it's an indoor arena. It's 40 years old, and the city's growing like it'll be 600,000 in no time. It's 560,000 people, and growing fast here with the wrong people coming in. That's for sure. That's political. I don't want to talk about that. I'll really get, there go my session. I really get pissed off. But anyway, so I can't see it happening in Halifax unless the owner steps up and gets Houston on board. Possible. And I was looking at St. Mary's, and there's a possibility that even with the Exchange building, and I was talking to staff there in football, they don't even use that. So they never should have put that there, because they could have really built something spectacular there. But they blew it with that Exchange from the 35-yard line down. You can't have a double-decker. You can only have 30 rows. Like from a 35-yard down to the goal line, it's crazy. Like or the end zone, they really blew it there. It's not even being used. So they had an opportunity there, boy. And I guess money talks. The track, it's an old track, 78 lanes. They could have used the track, built right on the track, built right over the buildings. And on the other side of the Exchange, when they had a double-decker. They have a double-decker on the other side over the buildings too. You need good architect, you need good engineer. And then they have big end zones. I mean, they could easily have a Grey Cup game, expanded there to 30,000. If they wouldn't have built that Exchange building, it could have been possible, a possibility there. But now they need another location. So they'd have to find another location. They have to have Houston involved. They'd have to have the new owner, the deep pockets involved to put money in the stadium, and they'd have to get the feds involved and the city involved. Well, I don't know if they'd get involved, but it looks like what's going to happen to Halifax Wanderers grounds is a little Mickey Mouse, little 8,500 little soccer stadium that'll be sitting there for high school football, because they're going to go, the CPL and the women's soccer, they're going to go down. They're going to fold. Give them 2 or 3 years, they'll be gone. And so And the Lancers don't want to move. They've been there forever, the horses, so they want to expand, have another arena, so it's never going to happen there. But there is provincial land Houston has that could easily build a CFL model, multi-purpose, 24,000, permanent seat stadium with all the amenities, sky boxes, everything, club seats, everything. Everything you need to be viable and profitable, and expandable, temporary to 35,000 for a Grey Cup game. That's what the city needs. So I don't know what's going to happen, because if Halifax thinks they're going to be fine just with a little Mickey Mouse Derek Martin special, 8,500 prefabricated little Mickey Mouse little stadium, modular little thing, it's not even permanent, it'll blow down in a hard game, then they're not going anywhere as a city. I mean, it's, you know, the city's growing. It's one of the fastest growing cities, or the fastest growing cities in Canada now, Moncton and Halifax. Halifax is 5 times the size of Moncton. Anyway, so I think Quebec City could be in play, but then because I think this could be more interest there, because where the Laval plays, they get like, it must seat like close to 10,000, I think, and they can put 18,000 in the standing room. And maybe seats even more. I think it's 12,000 seats. But they can do renovations there. It's a little harder there on that side, but it can be done. Make that a CFL model stadium and expandable for a Grey Cup game in Quebec City, because they'd want that with the new owner. So we're going to see what's going to happen. But you know what? To say they're never going to go in the United States, then why did you move? Why did you change the field? Then why didn't you leave the field at 110? Leave our unique, iconic field, historic field. Man, 112 years old or more. Come on, our field, our size, length field, and our 20-yard end zones. Okay, and keep the goalpost where it is. We want our special teams. We want big punt returns. We want, okay, and we want missed field goals, big returns from the end zone. Run it back for a touchdown. Okay, that's what we want. Like, you won't be able to have the more $1 million save on food promotions, would you? You're a joke, Johnson. You're an absolute joke. You're a disgrace, and you're a con man, and you're lying through your teeth. All of this, and it's all because what I said. It's because of Pelly, TSN, Daniels, the statistician, and that Jensen, whatever the hell his name is. Well, I don't even know what his name is. I couldn't care less. He's an asshole. That's what he is, an asshole. They're all jealous of my rule. They're all jealous of my rule. Okay? The CFL, this is just a big cover-up, because the Canadian ratio is a big problem. Marketing is a big problem. The one-year contract's a big problem. And yet, Johnson was asked about that, and he says, "Oh, we're going to be really excited about the 1-year free agency, for all the movement and everything, like all the excitement." Are you kidding me? That's what's killing the CFL. People can't even buy jerseys. There's no continuity. Like this is just brutal. The Canadian ratio is killing the CFL, and that's why Montreal. Saskatchewan were lucky. They're one team that had good backup Canadians, but that's just one team. Montreal doesn't have it. No team, and they're in the Grey Cup. No other team has it. The Canadian ratio has to go. You got to go, Johnson, already. The Canadian Player Station's got to. Canadian Player Association's got to go. Owners, what are wrong with you? You're in on all this. You're ruining our game. You're going to lose all your season ticket holders. They're going to walk away. All the CFL fans have walked away. Look at the popularity of the NFL. They did surveys. Look how the popularity of the CFL has gone down the drain. And now you're taking away our uniqueness, our rules, our game, our 110-yard length field, our 20-yard end zones, our special teams with the goalpost at the goal line, our 20-second clock, our 30-minute, 20-second clock, stop time, which is unique. NFL's 2-minute, they don't 20-second clock. You're going to destroy that. There'll be no more exciting finishes, and you're making it like an NFL outdoor arena length football field, and the scoring is probably going to go it'd be like outdoor arena football scores. Like, you're ruining our game. you have destroyed a game, and people are going to walk away, and the popularity is going to sink down to zero. You're not going to have anybody in the stands. Nobody. There's hardly anybody there now. It's all empty seats. And by the way, sorry for I meant to say the owner of the Elks dying, because he wanted to bring back the Eskimos' name. I hope the family will still bring the Eskimos' name back. Screw Johnson, screw the CFL, screw Randy Ambrosi. It was in with Trudeau to play the race card, take the Eskimos' names back. Screw them. Bring the Eskimos' name back. Name back. Keep our rules. Get rid of the Canadian ratio. Okay? Get rid of the one-year contracts. Practice more than only 4.5 hours a day, counting meeting sessions and travel time. Dress up our fields. Make them look professionals with team logos of home games in the center field and in the end zones. And even paint the hell with soccer. Those leagues are going to fold. CPL and the women's soccer semi-pro, they're going to fold. And the CFL teams pay way more rent. They've been there way longer. Dress our fields up, okay? Okay, get rid of the one-year contracts. Get rid of the Canadian ratio. Start marketing our product. And bring in my CFL Red Zone rule. You want a rule? You want a rule that's going to sell our game, get rid of the two biggest killers of our game in the red zone? That being too many, boring, two-down football stops in the red zone. Too many, boring, repetitive two-down football stops in the red zone, resulting in what? Too many repetitive, boring, predictable, non-eventful, easy chip shot field goals. Both completely go on with my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule. That's a rule. And we'll guarantee 18% of 50 more touchdowns scored in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams in the red zone for a regular season game season in the CFL. 50 more touchdowns guaranteed at a 54.8% average percentage touchdown scoring in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams. That's a real rule. Bring in my CFL Red Zone rule. Make all the necessary really changes that you need to make, and then you have a product to sell. And you have the greatest rule ever adopted by the CFL Red Zone, my CFL Red Zone rule. Spyder CFL Red Zone rule.